Welcome back to another fascinating episode of the Basement Ballers podcast. My name is Kareem, that's Brahim, and you already know, if you guys are familiar with the channel, familiar with the pod, you already know what we do here. We talk about football. We talk about Premier League football, Champions League football, and La Liga football mainly. But any and all football-related content that you want us to discuss, please leave it in the comments, and don't be afraid to check us out on all of our social medias in the description. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, you already know. But without further ado, we usually start off with the earliest things of the week, which this week would have been Champions League. Okay, Champions League. Brahim, you were very entertained and fascinated by this week's matchups because two of your clubs that you support were in very dire straits. Okay, one, let's talk about Arsenal, of course. We're down 1-0 to Porto on aggregate and had to come in and get a victory here. Let's talk about that game, but I'll give the floor to you.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I don't know, how we didn't win it earlier. It was Porto. I think they're third in the Portuguese league as well. That's why I don't get why they were so hard to break down. But they had a grandpa on defense. Pepe.
Yeah,
I hate Pepe.
He's 39.
He's 41.
41.
I hate him. He's a dickhead. Anyways, there was that. It was good, man. I mean, the penalty shootout had me nervous because their goalie Diego Costa is very good at saving penalties. Yes, I think I'm pretty sure statistically he was the best penalty saver in the Champions League for, I don't know if they said it was this season, the last few seasons. I don't know, but percentage-wise in the Champions League, he's very good at saving penalties.
But you didn't miss a single penalty.
Yeah, we scored all four. They missed twice. David Raya's the hero. I mean, this was his, I'd say, coming out party.
Yeah.
Because now is obviously I still have my doubts about him. But you know what? For now, I'm not gonna say shit.
No, he has earned his flowers, and I know you've been very critical on him.
He did his thing, and yeah, it was
now
good.
Listen, we can talk about David Raya a little bit. You were very critical earlier on in the season about his ability to distribute and things of that nature. Do you see that some of these lack of qualities have kind of improved in your eyes? Has he I feel like maybe it just took him some time to adjust to your team because I personally rate him.
Yeah, look, me, it's look, when you compare him to Ramsdale, obviously Ramsdale when we had him in for Brentford, the defense was mad shaky, no confidence, very stressed, and then Raya, with him, it's I don't know, teams just don't press us when he's in goal. I don't know, it's because they're afraid he's gonna ping a really good pass or whatever. Because when we have Ramsdale, teams press us more.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, overall it's been good. I mean, we get Bayern in the draw, obviously, after, which, out of all the teams remaining, it's not too bad, I'd say.
Bayern, historically,
what do you think?
The last time you guys met, is that the historic?
That was the 10-2, but then even the year before that, we lost 5-1, and I think it was a group stage game against them.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, at the end of the day, people talk about history this, history that. I mean, I don't think Mikel Arteta is really going to be worried too much about those things.
Yeah, that was a way different
100%
Arsenal
way different
team.
side.
Yeah, way different side. We had dudes like Bellerin and Mertesacker and Koscielny and friggin' Giroud and those guys.
100%, brother. And you know what, taken, right? This is a Bayern side that if you were to take a victory, it would be now because this is a weakened Bayern side.
Yeah, they're not.
If Harry Kane is out, because Harry Kane hurt his ankle last game they played, I believe. And I don't think there's any real word on how long he's going to be out for. I know he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not going for England. International break.
He might be back though. I mean, it's in 3 weeks plus against Arsenal, so he's gonna want.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back.
That brother is coming back to terrorize y'all from the the shadow realm. But obviously, despite Harry Kane being present, a lot of us can still say that Bayern this year have been a weakened side. Whether you want to blame it on management, Tuchel, or whatever.
Yeah.
We also saw this one thing about Kim Min-jae coming out and talking about how he's disappointed in his role in the team. He's getting benched for Eric Dyer.
Yeah, well, dudes were when Man United was linked to him during the summer. I remember that a lot of Man United fans, well, not a lot, but a decent amount of Man United fans didn't want him.
Yeah. Because
some of them were calling him the Korean Harry Maguire. And me personally, I didn't really watch Napoli that much last year. I know they won the title. I didn't watch too much Napoli, so I don't know exactly how good he was. But the thing is, obviously Italy is different than Premier League and stuff. So just because you're good in Italy doesn't mean it's going to translate well to the Premier League. It's not because the Premier League is necessarily better. It's just it's two different styles.
Different style, yeah.
Because you had Koulibaly, for example, who was a top 5 defender in the world for a few years, goes to Chelsea. I know he was 30, 31. He wasn't necessarily young, but still, he's relatively in his prime, especially for a defender. Goes to Chelsea and plays horribly.
Yeah, facts.
And then, Kim Min-jae's getting benched for Eric Dyer, who's wet sludge, and he's cow piss. He's not good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's...
And, it's not... In that case, it wasn't like he was getting benched for poor performances. He was playing really well for Bayern up until, Tuchel decided to make that squad change. But
then again, they won 8-1. I think it was against... forgot the team. They won 8-1 recently with Eric
Against
Dyer.
Mainz?
Yeah, it was against Mainz. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Eric Dyer in defense. So yeah.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, that team does have the players. Whether they have the tactics is up to discussion. And I think Arsenal now, especially in their current form, are very poised to take that. Now, there is one player that I did want to talk about a little bit more, is your, obviously, goal scorer of that game being Trossard. A man who you guys decided to go with over the legendary Mudryk, right? Let me know what you think about Trossard, though.
But I think, look, for what we paid for him, plus his role in the team, I think is perfect because, like, he can start here and there, bench here and there, whatever. Like, whenever we need him, he rarely disappoints. Like, even against you guys, for example, he came off the bench and scored, like, pretty much. Well, it wasn't the game-winning goal, but it was basically the goal to, like, seal the win
100%.
over Liverpool. Then he scores the goal that, ties to Porto, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, no, he's for 20, I think it was, like, 28 million we got him for. Yeah, very useful. Now, the thing is that whenever I do watch Chelsea, and there's a lot of people who say this, and I don't know if I agree or not, but I don't know if you watched when Chelsea played. I think it was they beat 3-2. Who did they beat 3-2? I think it was Newcastle. They beat Newcastle 3-2 last week. And I don't know if you saw Mudryk's goal, but basically he got it. Went past two guys and then scored. It was a very Eden Hazard-esque goal.
He cut exactly, and he cut past the goalie too.
So the thing is, for me, it's like, you can see some qualities he has, but obviously 100 million is hilarious. And plus, there's rumors apparently Arsenal want to get him, but they obviously did get him for a very cut price deal. Because apparently Chelsea, the rumors are that they're gonna have they're trying to have a fire sale of like pretty much most of their team, which I find funny because there's no way they're gonna be able to offload. I think I'd be surprised if they offloaded more than 3 of their players because they gave most of those dudes 7-8 year contract on big money, whatever. So like. Yeah,
it's going to be a tough sell for a lot of teams, but you had mentioned this before in a previous podcast where, especially I think it was we were talking about Nunez at the time. So when you spend money, big money like 100 mil, 80 mil, you don't. It's not about players need to adjust.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
it's about you. You better be ready, bitch, because you are 100 mil.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's not true, and it's not your fault that like you got priced at that. But then again, if you're priced at that, then I expect better than how many goals has Mudryk scored this year? I think maybe he scored like 5 or 6 goals in all competitions this year, which that's shit.
Yeah,
like even if he's a winger
for the price. No, it's very bad for the price. Yeah. And if Trossard on the other hand was to score 6 goals in half a season, let's say, people would be like, all right, well, we paid 20 million for the brother.
Yeah, we paid. Yeah, that's the thing. Plus. Trossard mostly is coming off the bench. I know Mudryk doesn't always start, but Mudryk does start a bit more than Trossard, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So like, I don't know. But yeah, there's that. I mean, with Bayern, I will say this though: I'm not gonna take them lightly just because Tuchel is a cup coach. I believe he's not he's not a league manager. He's more of a cup manager. Yeah. So like against any of his teams in a cup setting, I think like. I wouldn't be surprised if Bayern won it this year. I still think Tuchel's not that good of a coach, but like it's like with Chelsea. When he won with Chelsea, like people tend to forget. Okay, he won it with Chelsea. Their league form wasn't wow. Like he got him into the top 4, which is good. Their league form wasn't amazing though. Plus the year after, when he had like a full year with them in the league, their league form up until like Christmas was good. Like they were top of the league / second for most of that, and then after that they just plummeted.
They dropped off,
yeah, they plummeted. That's the thing. So we'll have to see.
I'll have to see, man. It's definitely, it's going to be a good matchup. A lot of, listen, Champions League round of 16 was like, okay, man.
Yeah, for all the shit I was talking, this quarterfinal is looking juicy.
Really juicy. But let's move on to the next matchup of this week, of the past week, which is Barcelona versus Napoli. These are your babies, right? We already know how Brahim feels about Barca on this podcast. Let us know what you thought about that game, though.
Yeah, similar to the Arsenal one. I think Barca in the first leg, we should have easily beat Napoli at least by 2 or 3 goals. We didn't. Even in this game, we should have won. Like, it shouldn't have been that nervy because we were up 2-0 relatively, like, quick. It was 2 goals, like, in the span of, like, 5 minutes, I believe, something like that. So, there's that. Obviously, Napoli got to go back. Now, Napoli almost could have tied it at least twice. Like, they had, like, an open header by one dude, basically, that he missed completely, which he could have scored. There was another one, Ter Stegen had to make like a pretty good save on one guy. I mean, it was good. Well, obviously, we got the goal. I mean, I think, Sergio Roberto coming off the bench is what changed it because he gave us more control, even though I hate him. I think he's dog shit. But he gave us more control. Lewandowski with pretty much scored a tap-in, essentially. 3-1, it was good. Now, Barca, the thing is, what I will say is that the path to the final, because in the last month or so, especially since Xavi's basically announced that he's leaving, we've been playing well. Obviously, the football hasn't been great, but results have been good. Because now, I mean, we're 8 points off Madrid in the league, which for me, I don't really give a shit that much. Give that much of a shit of the league. What we should do is just do what Madrid have been doing for the last 10, 15 years: is not do great in the league and then just spam Champions Leagues. Because right now, we beat PSG, which honestly, outside of if you can nullify Mbappe, they could be got at easily. Because this week, I don't know if you saw, they won 6-2 against I think it was Montpellier, right? They got 6 goals from an XG of 1.5.
Yeah,
and that's just Mbappe being Mbappe, obviously.
Yeah, just like scoring for nothing. Basically.
But you nullify him, which we have the defenders to do it, because Araujo and Koundé are relatively quick, and we can nullify him. Just don't give him the space. We can win that. We win that. We play Atletico or Dortmund, which I think would probably be Atletico, because Dortmund to me are kind of meh. And Xavi has not lost once against Diego Simeone in any competition since he took over. So we'll have to see. Obviously, then we'd make it to the final. So then it would either be a final against what? Either Arsenal, Bayern, Madrid, or City.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be an easy final, but Madrid and City are taken. One of them is going to get taken out. And then between Bayern and Arsenal, one of them is getting taken out. So we'll have to see. But I just hope it's not a Barca-Arsenal final. Because I would obviously support Barca, but I'd be very conflicted, because it would be a thing of okay, it would be Barca's first Champions League in 10 years. 2015. So 9 years. Yeah. But then it would also be Arsenal's first ever Champions League. That's that's the only thing.
Right, yeah,
that's the only thing that people have against Arsenal, is the fact that no Champions League. So I don't know. Now, if Arsenal get eliminated, I obviously will be sad, but it'll make it easier for me, obviously, because in a way I'll just be fully focused on Barca. And who knows, man? In a one-off game, it can't happen. Like Madrid, when they won the Champions League 2 years ago, they were worse than their opponents in every game except for a few spurts here and there where they just used aura to win.
Well, not just that. Taking the final with Liverpool is the player of the match was Courtois.
Yeah, Liverpool had 25 shots, Madrid had 4.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So
I think the final is very much up for grabs. Even Inter versus City last year could have actually went Inter's way. Yeah. So I think, listen, man, you guys have just as much of a chance as anybody. I think your semifinal bout would be a lot more favorable for you than your quarterfinal match.
Yeah, because I think either Dortmund or Atletico, I think we can win either of those. My thing is that obviously as well, this 2-week break will do us good, because we have some players who we want to get back. Obviously, Ferran Torres comes back, I'm assuming probably after the international break. I think Pedri, if I'm Xavi, unless we make it to the semis or the finals of the Champions League, I would just rest Pedri for the rest of the year, just to get him fully healthy for next year. But De Jong could come back. We have him. Obviously, Rafinha's back, so we have him and Lamau can get those right wing spots. We have Ferran Torres and João Felix who can get the left flank. We could have Lewandowski and Roque if needed. Plus, obviously, the main issue is the midfield. But if we can get at least one midfielder back, so do you have Christensen who had some discomfort, so we'd get him back obviously. Plus De Jong, hopefully. So we could win. In essence, we could win, and it's just about managing the minutes of some of our players. But yeah, we can win that for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we won that.
I agree. And one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is Hakimi will be out for the first fixture.
And the first fixture is in Paris as well. The return leg is going to be in Barca.
Yep.
So that's the one thing.
And the final piece of the puzzle that we haven't yet discussed is the fact that Barcelona will be playing against their former manager, Luis Enrique, who has won them.
But that was 9 years ago. There's no player from that Champions League team who I'm pretty sure there's no player except Ter Stegen who's still from that team. The only other dude is Xavi, who's the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's not gonna know.
There's gonna be like a counter tactic.
Well, who knows? I mean, Dembele's with them, so
that's true.
There is that. But Dembele only has 1 goal in 30 league games this year.
But the only thing PSG fans are worried about right now is they're tracking his injury record.
Not even. He hasn't been injured at all this year.
That's what I'm saying. So they've been saying so actually maybe it was Barca's fault that he was getting injured because.
Well, probably, I won't lie, because our injury record is so bad.
Yeah,
Madrid's injury record and stuff like that. For example, if you look at them, a lot of them is just unfortunate injuries like ACLs and shit. Yeah. But us, it's injuries that are related to muscle issues, hamstrings and stuff like that. So that's the thing. We'll have to see, obviously. But yeah, then
let's talk about the next set of games, though. Of course, Inter versus Atletico. This one was a back and forth masterpiece of a game. I really enjoyed it.
I'm not sure, but I think I did call Atletico winning 2-0 this game. It was 2-1, but I think I called them winning 2-0 in the return.
To be honest, no, I thought Inter was going to win this, and I thought they were going to win it quite comfortably.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
But Inter, what they did, bro, is they scored their goal, right? And then they parked the bus. But in Atletico, the thing is, to their credit, went full force on them. Like, they deserved to win that game.
Yeah, those Depay scored, like, it wasn't last minute, it was like the 86th minute or something.
100%. Well, he pushed it to extra time, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, Griezmann scored the first one, I'm pretty sure. And they looked really threatening. And then obviously moving on to the penalty shootout, Inter looked so bad. Lautaro shot the ball into like the stratosphere.
But I don't get. You know, the thing is with him, I will always say though, he does have a bit of a
choke.
Yeah, he's not really a him kind of player, Lautaro. Like, he's good, but the thing is, like, if you're obviously, I'm pretty sure he's the captain. On top of that, he's their best player.
Yeah.
So if you're that, you should be the one who's taking the first penalty.
I'm him, yeah. And
that's
like confidence, 100%.
That's the thing. So, yeah, obviously they lose that, which I'm surprised because, like, right now there's 16 points between them and AC Milan. Yeah. They're, like, up top in Serie A right now. They're fifth, actually, now. So after they lost this weekend, they're down to fifth. Athletic Bilbao is fourth, yeah. So there's that. Then obviously Dortmund, PSV. Sancho had a really nice goal.
Had a really nice goal for sure. He went off injured. I haven't been keeping up with him, but I don't know if it was like a serious injury. But it looked like he was holding his hamstring.
Yeah, well, it's not surprising. I mean, dude was on the bench in the reserves for 4 months, and now he's just getting back to playing decently. So like, yeah, it's not surprising he picks up like a little muscle injury.
Yeah. But Dortmund looked like they deserved to win that game, and funny enough, those two teams that won their respective games, their respective matchups, will face each other in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and
I think a pretty evenly matched.
I think Atletico are going to win. It's between two teams who basically aren't that great, but they just have very insane fan bases.
Yeah.
So I think what happens is that Atletico probably, like, at worst loses by 1 goal in Dortmund, but then they'll probably smack Dortmund by like 2 or 3 goals in the end. I don't know who's playing at home first, though. That's like obviously what determines
these matchups. So obviously we had that. The last matchup, which is the most anticipated matchup, is the Manchester City versus Real Madrid. This is where two giants, one of two giants, will be kicked out.
I hope to God it's Man City.
But let me just fast forward to, I believe, April 7th is
Can you imagine, though? Think of it like this.
No, sorry.
It's very realistic that Barca can make the Champions League final because, like, obviously, if we beat PSG, not to get too cocky, but I think it is decently realistic that we could make the final. If Madrid were to make the final, too, I mean, I think Man City will beat them, but obviously you can never count out Madrid. Imagine Real versus Barca in the final.
Oh, man, crazy. Scenes, bro. I wish I would be there. You know, that's one of them ones, you know?
That would be
But anyway, to answer your question, the first leg of the Atletico Dortmund is in Madrid.
As in Madrid, okay. So we'll have to see. Atletico need to obviously. I think if Atletico build a 2-goal cushion, I think they'll be fine. I think, but then 100%. Again, they're not the defensive beasts that they used to be.
Man. No, they like to score their goals. But you know, at the end of the day, listen. One thing that's a little bit like annoying though is like, so you have the Arsenal, Bayern, and Real Madrid City game on the same day, same time.
Yeah, I know.
I mean? It's like,
I know they need to schedule that differently.
It's so annoying because like. You've just, like, the Champions League has done, I mean, whether they rigged the draw or whatever, I mean, obviously, it's all jokes aside, but whether they did or not, you just created a draw that is something we've all been waiting for, and you've done this. Now, for me, I mean, I'm obviously watching the Real City game.
Well, I'm going to have both. I'll just have one on my computer, one on my phone.
Which one are you going to focus on? That's the question.
You know? Well, here's the thing. You don't need to focus. Like, for me... It's not necessarily because if you have like your computer and then your phone's with you and stuff, like you can basically peek at like both games kind of at the same time. I'm not gonna be laser focused on either because like obviously none of them are my teams. Yeah. But me prefer. I mean, Arsenal, yeah, true. But the thing is like I will be more focused on Arsenal. But obviously, Man City and Madrid, like I'm just happy that they're playing against each other because that means one of them gets knocked out.
Fox.
But then again, who would I prefer, Man City or Madrid? I prefer Man City get knocked out because.
Of course.
Like, no matter how shit Barca is, or no matter how shit Madrid is, like, either team could get a result against each other. So, like, we'll have to see. But if we play Man City, like, I think we'd get cooked. Yeah. Probably. So, we'll have to see. But, yeah, that's going to be great. That's going to, like, this quarterfinal is looking, it's probably the best quarterfinal draw in the last, like, I don't know, I can't think of the last time it's been this good. Because, like, 2021? No. 2022? It's probably the best quarterfinals since like 2018. Yeah. I can't lie because 2019, I remember it was you had like in the semis. If I remember the semis, you had Barca, Liverpool, and then you had Spurs and Ajax, which like that was good. Like that was a good Ajax and that was a good Spurs team. But like still, it's not like it's not though like one of those big teams, you know. I remember 2018, 2017, that's when you still had like the Barças, PSGs, Madrids, Juventus, Bayern, all of those teams were contesting the quarterfinals. I'm probably missing some other teams too, but yeah. So this is probably the best quarterfinals we've had in like the last 7-8 years.
It's crazy, man. And the thing is, the worst matchup is obviously the Atletico Dortmund one, and even that one's like still
that
interesting.
one's very good, yeah.
It's still interesting. So, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, that wraps up, of course, our Champions League talk for this week. We are looking forward to the 8th and 9th of April, which is when the quarterfinals will begin.
It's 9th and 10th, actually. 9th and 10th.
Is it?
Yeah.
The 9th and 10th of April, you know, because obviously I don't know how to count. So that will be good. Let us know, though, in the comments, guys, who your team is, who you're supporting. Let us know your predictions as well. We gave our predictions, obviously. But you guys let us know if you agree, disagree, whatever. Let's move on, though. We're going to talk very quickly about the Europa League draw because obviously
that's all you. That's not my team.
Yeah, Fox. You're Champions League. I'll give you that. Your teams are Champions League. My team is Europa League this year, unfortunately. But Manchester United is no league. Anyway, moving on. This Europa League draw has been set up as follows. Okay, you got Benfica, Marseille.
Oh, that's decent.
That's not a bad name.
Aubameyang.
Yeah, you have Liverpool versus Atalanta. Okay.
Yeah, you guys win that, but that's also
Facts.
interesting.
You have AC Milan versus Roma.
Ooh, that would be good. That's a good matchup.
Right.
Two Italian teams.
And then, in my opinion, the worst of the four, Bayer Leverkusen versus West Ham.
But that could also be good.
Yeah. So I've been announcing them as they show up on the bracket. So the way that it's looking, the way that it's set up, can potentially lead to a Liverpool versus Bayer Leverkusen final, which is what a lot of people want.
That'd be good. That'd be a good final.
Or my other preferred final would be Liverpool AC.
That'd be so good. That'd be good. Yeah. Liverpool AC Milan.
And the Europa League final last year was Sevilla Roma.
Yeah.
Liverpool versus AC Milan, two teams that have the quality of a Champions League.
Two teams who have 12. No, they have 13 Champions Leagues between them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No. So listen. Obviously, we talk about, we want you guys obviously to let us know in the comments who you guys are cheering for in the Europa League, if that's your thing. But what I will say is both draws for Europa League and Champions League are looking real spicy and definitely a lot of content to watch, a lot of content to talk about. And you guys know where we're going to talk about it. Basement Ballers, we're going to keep track of all these matchups on our Twitter, on our TikTok, and on our YouTube. So keep in touch. Stay tuned, of course. But that's all I really want to talk about. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I want my team to come through and win. We are out of the FA Cup, as we are about to talk about later. So now our focus is on Premier League and Europa League. Obviously, I want to win the Premier League. If we lose the Europa League, win the Premier League, I'd be happy. I don't give a shit. But at the end of the day, 2 titles is better than 1, but we move. All right, bro. Now, a topic that is usually our first, move to our third topic, which is England. What's been going on in England this week, or last week, I should say? There was a little bit of Premier League, but mainly it was FA Cup matchups, okay? So we're going to dive through a couple of these matchups a little quickly because, nothing too crazy going on. But starting off midweek, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, the Bournemouth versus Luton game.
Yeah, that was 4-3. But, 3-0 Luton, and then they, obviously come back down. I mean, Bournemouth comes back 4-3. That's the first time, and I think it was 25 years or some shit that's been done.
Yeah. Like in Premier League?
In Premier League, yeah. In Premier League. The one thing I remember is that Arsenal back, this was 2017. They were down 3-0 to Bournemouth, then they tied it 3-2. They didn't end up winning it.
Because I believe all of Bournemouth's goals were in the second half.
Yeah, they were. They were all in the span of let me check. They were all in the span of 20 minutes. There was 2 or 3 of them in the 60th to 70th minute. Then the rest were, let me check. Hold on. It was, 50th, 62nd, 64th, and 83rd. Yeah. So in the span of 30 minutes. Yeah.
So Solanke scored a really nice little cheeky goal. He's been great for them, of course. Obviously, he's had some stinky performances and some stinky penalties, but at the end of the day, he's definitely been their best player. Bournemouth are one of those teams up and down. Luton Town, honestly, they are a team that has put in good
it's stretches. A shame. They've made it entertaining.
They've made it very entertaining.
Beat Brighton, tied with Newcastle. They made it entertaining with Arsenal for a while. I mean, Arsenal ended up winning that game, but it was entertaining for a while.
They drew with Liverpool.
Yeah, the Man United game was also pretty interesting. So,
they've been doing
they've earned their spot. I mean, Forest got a points deduction. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, 4 points, right?
So now, Luton are actually out of the relegation zone for the moment.
Yep.
So
just to double check.
They're on 22 points and Forest on 21, I believe.
Let's see. Yep. So Forest on 21 and Luton on 22, and just below. I mean, not just below, but Sheffield with 14. Holy hell!
Yeah,
And Burnley with 17.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's terrible.
Now, the next game to stay on topic with Luton, of course, was the Luton versus Forest game. A game where Forest does go up
Yawn.
early, but Luton managed to draw.
Like 97th minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a 97th minute equalizer.
100%. They get their point, which is nice. I mean, it's obviously not as good as 3 points, but 1 point is good for them against their relegation rivals. Okay.
So
Next up, though,
exactly took points off Forest, yeah.
Nice.
And then Brentford, Burnley, 2-1 Burnley. I mean, yawn, obviously though. Like,
2-1 Burnley, but mind you, Brentford has been putting in some super stinky performances,
they've been
especially since Ivan Toney has been back.
Yeah.
I think the last time they won a game was was in February.
Yeah.
Early February. So let me just
So it's been at least like 5-6 games in the road that they haven't won, yeah.
And it was against maybe was it Bournemouth? Let's just double check. No, it was against Wolves on February 10th. Okay, where they won
a month without a
2
win. I mean,
2-0.
That's not as crazy as.
That's not as crazy as some other records, of course,
No.
but especially when your top striker is back from his bet on yourself era, and you're still like dropping stinky performances. It is what it is. Reguilon goes obviously gets a red card really early for that. Just absolutely like moronic push in the box of that of
that was
brother.
Very stupid action.
Very dumb.
And then,
but then they lose.
Speaking of Reguilon, obviously, and bottling, a result. Spurs
against Fulham,
3-0.
3-0 after a performance where they absolutely dominate Villa last week.
4-0.
4-0. They decided, hey, Spursy.
Yeah, exactly. Now listen. West Ham and Villa drew their game as well. So Spurs are still 3 points behind Villa with a game in hand. So it's not obviously they could still make top 4, but it's just very funny that like the dynamic. You go from 4-0 against Villa to 3-0 against Fulham in the span of a few days. Very Spursy of them,
It was very Spursy of them, and sometimes I don't understand where some of these teams like their mentality and how they kind of carry it. Fulham did play a very good game. They deserve to win wholeheartedly, of course, so don't want to take away anything from them. But Spurs were just
terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible the whole game.
Not good.
And didn't deserve to win. Obviously, as Brahim mentioned, Villa does draw to West Ham 1-1. And that was on Sunday where a lot of the FA Cup matchups were happening as well, so some of the more important ones. But, of course, this is good as a result for Spurs, given that they lost. Okay, but let's move on, though. Okay, that was Premier League.
Very quickly. Most of the FA Cup games weren't that great. I mean, okay, Wolves Coventry. I mean, I don't know how Coventry won that. I think it was a last-minute win as well.
Yep.
So they won that.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw, but I forgot the dude's name, but the Coventry City player reacted when they got Man United in the draw. He was like, well, we're happy we got that because obviously if we played City, we'd have no chance. Against United, you could still win.
Fox.
He said that, which, that's how much they rate your piss-poor, shitty team.
That's wild. I mean, listen, I don't know how to let another man talk about me and my club like that.
Ten Hag in, though.
But listen, you know what? Taken.
Yeah.
He's not. Is he wrong?
No, he's not.
wrong.
Yeah, they play City. They're not winning for sure. They play United. They're probably not winning, but there's a chance.
There's a chance because United, right? We'll get to that in a little bit. But let's talk about City Newcastle. I mean, this one was a pretty boring game too.
Boring. Newcastle just went there to defend, got smacked 2-0. Wasn't that fun? Like, I don't like Eddie Howe should be. I know they've had injuries this year, but Eddie Howe should get, I feel, more criticism than he's getting because they go from, 4th place, making the Champions League this year, and obviously doing decent for the group they had. They did decent, obviously. But now I think they're 9th or 10th. Yeah, they're 10th right now. They're not doing that good. They're out of the FA Cup. I mean, obviously no one expected them to beat City, but, at least have a go. Lose, and then
they lose. Bernardo Silva gets 2. I mean, I think Bernardo Silva, as much praise as he gets, I still think he's underrated.
He's so fun to watch.
Yeah, he's underrated, man.
Obviously, we'll get to the big game after. Real quick, there was obviously Chelsea and Leicester as well. I mean, Sterling I think that's probably not. I don't know if that's the worst individual performance I've ever watched, but it's probably a top 5 because
it's an all-timer. Yeah,
he goes. Let's see. A one-on-one missed, a penalty missed, and a free kick that went all the way to Jerusalem. It was. I don't know. It was. Yeah, I don't know how you can. Here's the thing, right? You can you can overhit a free kick, and it can even go like very high up. Is the fact that he overhits it? It goes high up, but it also goes to the side.
Yeah, like nowhere near.
It's not even straight at the net, but it just goes like way up. No, it goes literally. My fault. It goes literally.
It's one of them ones where it's like you're never taking a free kick.
Like I don't how
you know what I'm saying.
And he's the only one who scored a free kick for Chelsea this year. That's the irony as well. And plus the position. And the position that he was into, I don't get why he blasted it like that. Because the position he's in, you would expect him to just do like a little low driver because he was pretty close to the net. So there was that. I mean,
but listen, so he put in a stinky performance. He got booed by his own fans. Okay, which of course, I mean, I like.
That's probably not fun.
No, it's not. It's not fun. But we mentioned earlier, of course, about the Chelsea fire sale. I think he is a big piece of that. I don't think he's going to want to stay at the end of the season.
I don't think either. Plus, he's still not that league. He's like, what, 30 or 31? He could still go to like a decent team.
He can still go to La Liga.
He could go to like, he could go low-key to like maybe an Italian. I feel like he'd want to go to an Italian team. Maybe go to like an Inter Milan, a little AC Milan, whatever.
100%.
He can go to one of those teams because I don't think he's going to want to go obviously Bundesliga or Ligue 1. So there's that. So the options are he goes to another Premier League team, which like he's not gonna go back to City. I doubt he goes back to Liverpool. He's not going to Arsenal, and I don't. Why would he want?
Well, these teams are not gonna want them. Really.
It's not. That's the thing. And why would he go Spurs?
Yeah.
Like why would so there's that. So yeah, his only options are what La Liga, which I don't think Barca want him. So Madrid, but Madrid I don't think want him either. Atletico Madrid. Maybe. Yeah, maybe he could go Atletico Madrid. I wouldn't be surprised. Either that or, Italian league.
Fox.
Plus, he's a dude who's into his drip and shit. So, obviously, one of the Milan teams would be there. Or Juventus. Juventus could want him. Juventus haven't had that great of a season. So, maybe they'd want him. So.
I think the consensus, though, is that Chelsea fans and other perspectives have said that this brother is probably moving on.
Yeah, like, he doesn't fit the ton. Like, all their team, the whole team is young. He's like 30, 31. He'd want to go to, like, another team. Probably to win at least, like, another trophy or two
before he retires, yeah.
So, and then obviously the big one this week that obviously pissed you off.
Oh, man, my head was on freaking Mars and Jupiter at the same time, bro. Because, all right, so I'll just break it down, okay? Obviously, me and Brahim both watched it. We were live. I mean, I was live streaming it on TikTok. No, I didn't live stream. No, sorry, I didn't live stream.
Yeah, you did not.
But I watched that game, and United go up pretty early with the McTominay goal because United in the beginning of that game were really pushing.
For like the first until you guys scored your two equalizers back to back. United were on your ass the whole game.
And they were passing real fluidly.
Yeah,
they were pushing
like
aggressive,
earlier in the game. There was a nice little like 1-2 between Højlund and I think it was Garnacho and then I think it was Kelleher made a save. But like it was nice. Yeah.
No, they were playing really really nice football to credit them, of course. Liverpool do manage to get the equalizer with McAllister, obviously off the Nunez assist. But that one hit off of
who scored? You guys had a goal disallowed earlier. Was from was it Nunez? I think Nunez. Yeah, you guys had a disallowed goal before the McAllister equalizer.
Yeah, because it was offside.
I think it was Nunez, wasn't it? Or Endo.
It was Endo. Yeah, Endo because Salah was offside.
Yeah, Endo. So
but anyway, after about 25-30 minutes into the game is when Liverpool I feel switched on. They get the McAllister goal, bang off, bounced it off of one of the United players goes in, and then Salah scores. Because Nunez shot, Onana deflected it, right on Salah's feet, and then he finishes.
I feel like he could have done a bit better for that. Though. I feel like he could have like pushed it out a bit further.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like Onana. So.
No, and Salah's positioning has always been like pretty solid, to be fair. So we go up 2-1 before the half. Obviously, Liverpool fans are feeling good because we're playing well, right? And the thing is, we're known for being second half FC, so we thought we were going to come out and swing. And to be honest, we did come out and swing, right? But it was very like we weren't finishing our chances. And the thing is, a lot of Liverpool fans were saying is like, eventually that's gonna bite us in the ass. Not just the Nunez stuff, but like a lot of our players.
You guys had like a 5-on-2 at one point.
Yeah,
which like
100%, like very very reminiscent of the Arsenal chance that we had.
No, but this one was even worse because the Arsenal one, like you guys, but at least you guys hit the cross where you managed. Like you guys pretty much almost scored. But no, this one it's like
we ran, and then killed the play. Because
Harvey Elliott, like I watched the replay of it. Harvey Elliott, I feel like is the one who's the biggest culprit because there was he had the ball. And he took too much time to try to make a pass, but if he got the ball, made the pass instantly. I think it was Diaz who was free at the far corner. Yeah, on the left.
On the left, yeah.
So
I think it was Diaz or Nunez that was free, and he decided to pass right. And
I just right to I think it was Bradley, right, the Connor Bradley.
Yeah, I just didn't get like why you go there, but
he like slowed it down a lot. Then you guys there was that. I think you guys maybe had another chance after. I keep forgetting.
Listen, brother, lots of chances to kill the game that we didn't take. And then there was this big like reaction when Ten Hag brings Anthony on, and then like a lot of people was like, we need a goal and you bring on Anthony, and then Anthony is like, say less.
With his right foot as well.
With his right foot as well, tucks it in. It was like a slow motion ass goal, but obviously it was very precise.
He did that whole grab the bat, and then he did this. Then some dude was like, "This is the amount of goals he scored this year."
100%. And he scored it at a very opportune time. That sends, obviously, the game into extra time. Not something Liverpool fans wanted at all, man.
Yeah.
Because Salah and Sabazla were subbed off in the 75th minute. A really bad substitution in my eyes. I'm two brothers that didn't want to come off, obviously.
Yeah, but I feel like Salah's just to manage him still. Maybe
of course. I mean,
100%.
Ramadan, Salah, and, like, the brother just came off injury. I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, I kind of get it. So, anyway, they get subbed off, and we go up in extra time 3-2.
Yeah, it was 3-2. Elliott scored like it was like a deflected. He shot, deflected off.
Yeah.
I forgot who, but it went in.
Yeah.
And then there was that. But then, after.
But then it was basically bottle job after bottle job. Nunez, what's it called? Turns over the ball around like in our half. Rashford takes it, bow.
Passes it to McTominay. McTominay passes it back, rolls it to the corner, and then there was the one that, like Elliott, like even though he did score the goal in extra time, I feel like Elliott is the one who cost you this game.
He bottled the fourth goal because the fourth goal is off a corner, right? Him and Connor Bradley is like one of you guys talk talk to each other because they're like, no, you have the ball, no, you have the ball. So they were
exactly. They took too much time, and then
Diallo
gets it. Here's the thing though, I thought Garnacho. Like, because the thing is, it was a 2-on-1. I thought Garnacho messed up the play so badly because I feel like the pass was slightly under hit, plus it was kind of behind Diallo. And I feel like he messed up the counterattack. And I don't even, like, for me, I think Kelleher needs to save that, I think.
No, it was a great finish, man.
Look, good finish, but it wasn't fast enough for
Kelleher, you know, remember that one chance against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup where Kelleher comes out and it's against Conor Gallagher? That's what Kelleher needed to do. Because if he made himself big in that moment, I think he'd.
But that's the thing, because for me, and also on top of the fact, the shot wasn't super fast for, like, Kelleher not to reach it. It's like, I feel like he could have done a bit better.
But take in, bro, you know what? At the end of the day, the team let Kelleher down.
Yeah, you know but like end of the day, I mean, listen. I don't think you guys are going to be that annoyed because, okay, you guys wanted at least a domestic trophy. You guys got the Carabao Cup at least. Obviously, the FA Cup's better, I think,
brother, you know, we needed some reprieve, a little bit of like we needed one competition to kind of like go because there's too much. We don't have the squad for that. Like the thing is about Liverpool fans and a lot of like big six fan bases, they're so freaking annoying when they lose, right? Because it's like, did you guys expect perfection from this team? Like when you look at the squad on paper, do you expect these brothers to be to have a perfect season? Absolutely
no.
not.
Your team isn't like the fact you guys are in the title race right now to me is surprising.
Well, not even just that, but like take in like if Liverpool win, right? 10 years from now, do you go and look at this team and be like, man, those guys, you discuss them on the same like level of the Man Cities, the Real Madrid, like the big legendary teams of the history,
but like you guys could still like obviously if. Like United, I doubt United even win the FA Cup because now they play. So United are in the final. Essentially, like okay, obviously, like if Coventry win, that'd be so fucking funny. But like obviously, United are gonna be in the final, and they're gonna play either Chelsea or City, most likely City. So I highly doubt they win the FA Cup anyways. And either way, if Liverpool can come back in 3 weeks and beat Man United in the league at Old Trafford, that's gonna be better for them anyways.
April 7th.
That's
what's April 7th.
So that's the thing. So that would be like payback. Plus, it would actually be better in the long run. Because like you said, the only thing that's annoying is obviously losing in that fashion to Man United as well because they're your rivals. But like, it's not the biggest deal in the world. As long as you guys could beat them in the league, you'll be fine.
100%. And I think at the end of the day, like a lot of our players were getting a lot of flack. The Cody Gakpo flack. I talked about it on
I think Cody. You know what, man? Honestly, I never, even when he first came into the team, it was last January. Obviously, I was like, okay, he hasn't been that great, but like we'll give him time. Then he scored that goal against United. I was like, okay, cool. But like, I don't know if it's because he's playing out of position or I don't know, but like he's so slow, man. And even Carragher tweeted, which I thought was very stupid. Even Carragher tweeted like, yeah, he plays like he
he's cementing his shoes.
He's cementing. No, he plays like he in slow motion, like some shit like that. Yeah. Point is, and I agree with him because Gakpo, like he sucks. Like, at least Nunez misses a bunch of chances, but at least Nunez like creates a threat. Like he's fast. He has movement.
Thing is about it is like I think Gakpo has lost a lot of confidence, and the thing is like with Nunez, right? A lot like Liverpool fans were obviously like there were some Liverpool fans that were really critical of him, but there was a lot of Liverpool fans that obviously said, okay, no, but like he has time to turn around, like you said, like the whole like 80 million, but you need him to be ready kind of thing. It's like, well, Liverpool fans decided to give Nunez a chance, right? I think we need to do the same for Gakpo. If by the end of the season Gakpo is still not at the level, you might consider moving him on because like. I think with like let's say we don't win the Prem or we don't win your like whatever like we don't win another trophy this season, and we have Michael Edwards coming in.
Yeah, he's something like you guys are gonna. I think honestly, man, and I know you might not want to hear this, but I think with him coming back and with Klopp going, I think this signals like the end of some dudes at your team. I think Salah and Van Dijk, I think there's a high probability they go this summer.
It's going to be end of an era. No, not Van Dijk. I think Salah is a lot more likely if one of them were to go. But it does signal the end of an era because I think he's going to want to really take over the team based on what he wants, right?
And you guys are going to need to make some decent, like some money from sales to get other players. 100%. And I feel like your most like valuable assets to sell would be Salah.
Yeah, the thing is, bro, you can get like right now you can get 150 to 200 mil from Saudi Arabia for Salah.
What? Okay, yeah, Saudi Arabia. Okay, because I thought you were just gonna,
No, because like
from Saudi Arabia, because he's Arab and plus he's still relative. Like obviously he's not at his prime anymore, but he's still very good and he's an Arab and stuff. So like, like Saudi Arabia could offer something huge. But then again, if he doesn't want to go there, I feel like he could at least get you 60 to 70 million from a European team. You guys can at least get 60 million for him.
100%.
Because then again, his contract I'm pretty sure expires in a year.
I think the only other league that he would want to join.
He's done Premier League, he's done Italian League. He'd want to go maybe La Liga,
La Liga,
because he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna want to go back to the Italian League, and obviously I don't think Bayern or PSG are gonna be that tempting for him. So La Liga, and then I don't know where he'd go though, because I feel like for Barca it'd be counterproductive to sell Rafinha then get Salah. Because for me it's like, okay, Salah is better, but he's also older.
I don't think that would be the correct move
and
for
then
Barca.
Madrid, I mean, he goes there. They're getting Mbappe, so I doubt they're gonna want to.
Madrid has a winger issue, bro. Madrid, in the sense that like if you get Mbappe, you're gonna have three brothers that like to play on the left wing.
Yeah, like because Rodrigo's natural position is left wing, which he's playing as a right winger. Mbappe, and then you have Vinicius. So unless like they'd sell Rodrigo and get Salah, which I think would be dumb personally. Yeah, I don't know, brother.
I don't know. It's definitely a tough decision, and it's gonna be interesting to see. I think it would if Salah helped Liverpool win the league this year, and then he decides to move on.
No one can begrudge him for that.
I would be very supportive of him. I think if we don't win the league this year, and like let's say the Carabao Cup is the last trophy we win, right? And Klopp leaves and Salah leave, it's gonna leave a bigger hole in like a lot of our hearts, as cringy as that sounds. But anyway, it is what it is. But GG's to United, they move on. That's it for obviously FA Cup. You have Manchester City versus Chelsea in the semifinal. And then United versus Coventry. And then the other side. So we'll see what happens there.
Very quickly, because like I don't want to. Because to me the league's dead anyways. But let's see. Madrid beat Osasuna 4-2. I believe it was 4-1. It was like 3-0, and then no, it was 1-0, 1-1, then 3-1, then 4-1, then 4-2. Whatever was cool. I mean, I know Vinicius scored. I believe it was 2 goals.
He did. Yeah,
there was that. He obviously had like a mad celebration to the camera. He was just sticking his tongue out and going crazy. So there's that. Rocks. Madrid go up to 72 points. Barca though, me very surprised actually. I'm not surprised we won. But I'm surprised we won 3-0 because Atletico Madrid, I don't know if you actually saw it, but they hadn't lost at home in the league in a year, and since last year in 14 months.
Yeah.
They were on a 25-game unbeaten streak in La Liga at home, which comes to an end from a Barca team, which keep in mind, this isn't even like the Barca team that played against Napoli, for example. That's already like a reduced team because we have so many injuries. But on top of that, Cancelo was having personal issues, so you'll get well soon to him. He wasn't playing, and then Christensen, who's been our DM the last month, and has been the reason why our defense has been way better as of late. He goes out with discomfort in the warm up. So then you had a midfield of Fermin Lopez, Gundogan, and Sergio Roberto, and then our defense was Hector Font as left back, which isn't even his natural position because he's a right back. Kourbassi, Araujo, and Koundé. Our front three was decent. Okay, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Felix, that was good, and we somehow managed to win 3-0. Now from this game, the first up until we got our goal, I'd say Atletico were probably a bit better. They had a chance where they almost scored from I forgot his name. He's a young guy with their team. He's like 20. His name is starts with a B. I forgot. Point is, he gets the ball because they intercepted off Barca. They got it off Roberto, and then he almost scores it. It's like it barely goes wide of the right post. So, actually, Ter Stegen's like, you know what I mean. Anyways, there was that. In general, it was kind of 50-50. I mean, Morata had like semi-chance. He had like one at the near post. There was that. There was nothing crazy. Then Barca obviously got their goal. João Felix, which like, if we can just re-sign him on another loan for next year just so he can come back and score against Atletico Madrid. He scored 2 times.
That brother owns that club, man.
So there was that. He didn't celebrate, which like, okay, obviously I'm not gonna say I'm surprised because it was in Atletico's stadium, but he kept getting like insanely booed every time he touched the ball. Like it's not even like he didn't even crack a smile or nothing. But I know deep down he was laughing his ass off.
Well, he interviewed. I don't know if you saw the interview, but there was a video. I think before the game, it was taken before the game where like they were dumping garbage on his like player. Like,
his placard.
His placard. Yeah, 100%. And there was an interview where he said,
like they don't know like what happened when I was here. Like the
100%.
fan, like I don't blame the fans, but like they don't know like the full story.
They don't know the full story.
Blah.
He has a good relationship with the players, but it's like
because you can tell all the players were like none of them were mad. They were all cool with him. Yeah. So like that's the thing. So it's obviously a problem between him and the coach. It was like, okay, it does happen. I mean, obviously, I'm not surprised they booed him. I don't even blame that they booed him. I mean, if some dude did that to obviously Barca, I'd do the same. Like I'd want to boo him too. But he scores, and then after that, Lewandowski. I don't know what's gone on with him, but if he's been playing like this the whole year, then maybe Xavi wouldn't be leaving at the end of the season because since Xavi announced his departure, Lewandowski's had 10 GA in 9 games, which I'm not the biggest GA guy, but obviously
he's a striker.
It's better than what he's been doing before. So yeah, this is the first player because he assisted the first goal, assisted the third goal, obviously confirming Lopez's header. And he scored the second, which was a very good finish because like he had to basically steer it away from the goalie and then finish it. So that was very good. So he's the first player since Ronaldo in 2016 to get 3 GA against Atletico Madrid in the game. Yeah. He got a goal, 2 assists. The last dude to do that was Ronaldo in 2016 when they beat Atletico 3-0. Also 3-0, and that was at Atletico as well. So now it's very good performance. Now we go up to second now because Girona lost at the weekend. So now we're second with, like no games in hand, nothing. We're second now. We're, I think, a point above Girona, 8 points behind Madrid with that Clásico still. So, look, the league technically is still there, but like I'm not going to put too much stock into it, especially now that I see what the Champions League is looking like. If I'm Barca, I'm just focusing on that. I'm just focusing on that. League, obviously, just try to make sure you stay in the top 4, but just focus on Champions League. And this season could still end decent. I mean, if Xavi ends his tenure with the Champions League and a league plus a Supercopa, honestly, man, that he'd be the best manager we've had since Luis Enrique.
No, of course, and I think his tenure as manager would be
successful, you could say.
Yeah, and a little bit tainted by some Barca fans, I guess, and their
obviously some performances here and there, like somewhat because we did lose 4-0 to Madrid last year, plus 4-1 this year against them in the Super Copa. So there's obviously few results that have tainted Xavi's time at the club. There was the losing to Man United in the Europa League and blah blah. But overall, Champions League and a league title for a rookie head coach. Plus, I would love nothing more than to send them off of the Champions League. Like that's what he would deserve. He deserves that shit. So
lovely.
There's that.
That's awesome, man. That's La Liga talk for you. We've talked about England. We talked about La Liga. But we thought today, this podcast, we would end the podcast with a little game of Guess Who. For those of you who are not familiar, me and Brahim on our own little cute time went and picked a couple players. And it's basically a game of 20 questions, except we're going to ask 10 questions. Yes or no questions only, and we're going to have to guess a player. So I think I would say, Brahim, let you start first. You guys play along. Let us know in the comments how many guesses it took or how many questions it took for you to guess the player.
Yep.
And without further ado, let's start. So what's your first player? Okay, so we're going to...
So you want to question me or do I question you?
I question you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So you have your player in mind? Okay. Is he European?
Yes.
Okay, by the way, guys, all active. European. Does he play in Europe?
Yes.
That's 2. Does he play in the Prem?
No.
Okay. Does he play in La Liga?
Yes.
Okay. Does he play for either Barcelona or Real?
Yes.
Is he younger than 25?
Yes. I don't think you're going to guess him, I'll be honest.
Does he play for Barca?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 7 questions, guys. Defender?
Yes.
Balde?
No.
Do guesses count as questions?
No.
Okay, so I guess how many guesses do I get? 3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, so that's first wrong one.
Yep.
Okay, defender at Barca. that is younger than 25.
Mm.
Is he the new brother? Kubasi, is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we
Yeah, it
go.
was
So eight questions. Okay.
Okay.
So then now it's my turn.
Okay, cool.
All
So, is he European?
No.
No. Does he play in the Prem?
No.
Does he play in La Liga?
No.
Does he play in the Saudi League or the MLS?
Yes.
So the Saudi League? Or the, okay.
You have to
Yeah.
ask that. Are you asking that?
Okay, cool. So is he African?
Yes.
Sadio Mane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
well.
cool.
Okay. Now my turn. Okay.
Alright.
Player number 2. You got it in your head?
Yes.
Okay. South American.
Nope.
European.
Yes.
He plays in Prem?
No.
La Liga?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Wait. I think that was 4 questions.
Mm.
Serie A.
Yes.
Leao.
Yes.
Damn. I don't know. All right.
You know how much I like him,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. All right, my turn.
Cool. Is he European?
No.
African?
No.
South American?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he play in the Prem?
No.
And La Liga?
No.
And Serie A?
No.
South American who play Saudi League?
No.
So that would leave either League or wait, hold up, MLS.
Yeah.
Suarez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one.
All right, cool. Now your last one.
Okay, so
Why are you taking all the retirees, man? Mane and Suarez.
well, don't worry about it. Last one might be a little bit more challenging for you to get.
Okay, go.
All right, so is your player a Champions League winner?
Yes.
Okay. Is your player European?
Yes.
Champions League winner, European. Has he won the Champions League in the last 5 years?
Yes.
Okay, so that's either Liverpool. Does he play in the Prem?
No.
Okay, so maybe Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Does he play for Real Madrid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Champions League winner, Real Madrid. Is he older than 30?
No.
Okay, younger than 30. Okay, that's 5 questions, I believe, or 4.
That's 5.
That's 5 questions. He's not younger than 30. Or no,
He is
he's younger than 30.
Yes.
Champions League winner, he plays for Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is he South American?
No. That's 6 questions.
Okay. African?
No.
Okay, so he's probably won Champions League in 2022 with Real Madrid. And he's not European, he's not South American, he's not African.
Wait, you asked if he was European?
Yeah.
I said he was European.
Oh, you said he was European. Oh, yeah. My bad. English? No. So
That was
that was
a
a question. That was a question.
So that's what, 8 questions now.
So he's not obviously English.
Yep.
He's younger than 30 though.
Mm.
He is European,
Mm.
and he's won in. Okay, so he's not Vinny, not Rodrigo.
Choose carefully.
Okay, so it's not Cruz, Modric.
Mm.
Their striker is gone. Obviously, Benzema's gone, so it's not any of their strikers. Okay, so it has to be. No, but it's.
You're making this very hard, man. This is actually not that. This isn't as hard as you think it is. Pause.
Man, this is tough.
I promise you, it's not even tough.
I know. I don't know why I'm blanking so hard on. Is he a defender?
No.
Oh crap! So that's
See,
9 questions.
yeah, you only have
So
one.
I have to ask 10th question
And then guess.
and then guess.
Hmm.
Oh, I know it.
Who?
Camavinga.
Yeah. I don't get why it took you that long.
I don't know. I just forgot, bro. I forgot. Well, yeah.
Why did it take you
Okay.
that long? All right, go.
All right,
my
so
final.
that was your third.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more. Go for it.
European.
No.
South American.
No.
African.
No.
Asian.
Yes.
Premier League.
No.
Really? Not Premier League and he's Asian. La Liga.
No.
That's what, 4 questions?
6.
That's 6. Bundesliga.
Yes.
Kim and J.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, because all the Asians I know except for Kubo, that's why I said Liga. So Kubo, who plays for Sociedad, and Kim and J, yeah, they all play, like the ones I know, they all play in the Premier League. So you have Minamino, not Minamino, sorry.
What, Endo?
You have Endo, you have Son, and you have the guy from Brighton. What's his name?
Matoma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minamino's like I used to play for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would have been a shout too. I could have said France and then.
Fox.
Anyways,
Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know again in the comments how many guesses it took to get our players. I mean, I had a really tough one with Camavinga. You were pretty easy. I think your most guesses was Suarez because it just took you a long time to isolate the league.
Yeah,
right?
because MLS. Yeah.
Right. But I want to play another time. Let's play a game where we basically give 3 clues on a player, and you have to guess based on those 3 clues.
Cool.
Okay. But let us know, guys, how much you enjoyed this podcast. If you really enjoyed it, share it with your friends. Subscribe. We're at 71 subscribers. We're trying to get to 100. If you guys are really enjoying it, we have tomorrow will be our 1-year anniversary for Basement Ballers. And we guys really appreciate you guys' support for everything that you did. We're going to be uploading this on March 20th, which is actually ironic. It's pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Please check out our description for all social media. Follow us. Everything is booming. Everything is popping. You guys are popping. We love your faces. Ramadan Mubarak again. I hope you guys who are participating this year are, having a peaceful fast. And inshallah, we will see you on the next podcast. Take care, guys. Peace out.